Hello amazing leaders, and welcome to day 10 of the 90-day challenge. So if you can remember, the original challenge was to record 90 podcasts over 90 days, and what I'm also trying to do every day is to publish these on social media as well, so that you can follow them on different platforms that you're on. But if you want to check out the podcast, just search Amazing Leaders in whatever podcast that you listen to, whether it's iTunes or Spotify or whatever it is as well. But all of these are also going up on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can follow. So how are you getting on with your challenge? We're day 10 already. I think that the time sort of starts off slow and then gets quicker, and then by the end of it, hopefully you don't kind of want it to end, and you can plan to do whatever your next 90-day challenge is as well. So yesterday we looked at the amazing 3D goals around health and fitness, and what have you done? Have you set yourself any challenges to get healthier and fitter? And as you can see, I'm just about to go out for my run, and I wonder what you're trying to do to improve your health and fitness as you go through a 90-day challenge. Again, I'm combining a few here. We've got our family goals, we've got my health and fitness goals, and also the podcast goals that we're trying to do here as well. So today's topic is about amazing 3D learning and reading goals. So how are you at learning? What are you doing that's new and different and that's inspiring you? My nan, she lived to 100 years old, bless her, and just before she passed I went to see her, and I said to her, "Nan, do you remember you used to say to me that you learned something new every day?" And she was 99 years old, and I asked her the question, "Are you still learning something new every day?" And she thought about it for a second and she said, "You know what, I actually am." So that gave me inspiration, and hopefully it does you as well, that no matter how old or young we are, we can always learn something new every day. And nowadays there are so many opportunities to learn online, with a huge range of courses, and lots of it's free as well, which is even more fantastic. So I'd really encourage you to think about, what do you want to learn more about? What do you want to do better? Whether it's videos or podcasts or writing or whatever it might be. Learn something new every single day so that you can improve and get better. Why not even have the aim and the goal, amazing 3D goal, to become a doctor or a professor in your own field? Think about what that would do for you, your credibility, and just think how much it would improve and promote your learning to that next level. Maybe you want to study some of your hobbies. You know, a lot of us do things outside of our work that's kind of totally different from what we do on a day-to-day basis. Maybe it's photography or music. Maybe you're an artist on the side and you're part-time as well. Maybe you love cooking. Whatever it is, study those things more. Not only will you be better at them and get better at them, but hopefully your enjoyment about being able to do whatever it is that you're learning at a higher standard will make it more inspiring for you to keep going and keep pushing. And often, no matter what it is that you're learning, it will apply to your job as well as your hobbies, and it will just improve what you're doing overall. For some of you, it might be that you want to learn a new language. Maybe you already speak several languages and you want to add another one to that. Maybe you want to learn sign language so that you can communicate with people in that way as well. I remember when our girls were young, there were some programs on the TV that encouraged them to learn sign language, and even today we still use that, small different ones, that words that we know, and it's great to be able to communicate over quite a distance or in a loud environment, even if it's just to get them to say thank you to the person that has been helping them do whatever. So it might be something like that. Maybe there's a trade you want to learn. Maybe you don't like currently what you're doing and would love to do something else. Maybe that's in the building trade, maybe that's in the beauty industry, maybe it's something totally different to what you're doing. But how could you get better at it? How could you improve those skills? Are there courses you can learn online or part-time in the evenings or at the weekends? What can you do that you really love to do, so that you're aiming to go into something that you really enjoy? It's also a great way to find out whether you do really enjoy it or not. So rather than leaving one job and going into another one that you think you're going to love, try learning it part-time on the side. So then you can really work out, do you like that or not? Let's look at reading now. I'm a great believer that all leaders are readers, and as we're amazing leaders, then we should be amazing readers as well. So when was the last time you read a book? And how often do you read? Is it part of your daily habit to read a book every day, a chapter a day, a few pages a day, whatever else it might be? Why not set yourself an amazing 3D goal to read a book, maybe a week, a month, whatever else it might be? I think the average person reads a book a year. So even if you read a book a month, you're 12 times better than that. But if you read a book a week, you're 52 times better than that. Maybe you could read 2 books a week. You'd be 100 times better than that. And just think how much you would learn and all the different knowledge going in and different types of books that are out there as well. And I'd encourage you, if you haven't done this before, I was always one for reading physical books or listening to audiobooks. But recently I bought a Kindle and I'm really enjoying reading a book electronically on that, which I never had tried before. So I'd encourage you to try different ways of reading books and maybe have 2 or 3 on the go if you can do that as well. Personally, I read a physical book, I listen to an audiobook, and I'm reading a Kindle book as well. And they're in different fields. Some are around business and some are more for entertainment. But whatever format it is, that you can get more information into you. So in the car, I don't ever listen to the radio unless the girls are with me and then they're playing their music. But I always listen to an audiobook or a podcast to be able to educate myself better whilst I'm driving somewhere. So I look forward to long drives to be able to take in more knowledge and listen to more books. I've listened to over 250 books now, I think it is, and thousands of podcasts. If you struggle with listening or reading a whole book, then there are some apps out there that condense the books down into what they consider the best bits, and it's often for 15 to 20 minutes you can get the summary of a whole book. The app that I listen to is called Headway. There's also one called Blinkist as well, but they're a great way to get a summary of a book and get the golden nuggets, as my brother would say, out of a book and be able to have that in a very quick time. So there's a couple of options there as well. Podcasts I mentioned, obviously the Amazing Leaders podcast is out there for you to listen to, and there's some wonderful podcasts out there as well. And later on I'm going to talk about some other podcasts that I listen to as one of these daily challenges that we're doing here, so that I can give you some recommendations of stuff that I'm listening to, and I'd love to hear others that you're listening to as well. And it was Jim Rohn who said, don't just read the easy stuff. Very easy for us to get into that habit of reading stuff that doesn't really challenge us or our beliefs or our thoughts. So try and read some of the hard stuff as well. Get that balance between the things that you kind of know and like to read and listen to, and then also some difficult things as well, maybe written by somebody that you don't like very much or don't follow. Just try and get a different take on it and their opinions, and that will make you a better, more rounded person, rather than just a person that only believes one way is the right way and then anything else is wrong as well. So what are you going to do today? There's TED Talks out there as well, there's YouTube obviously, and then all the people around you. Who do you know that you could go and ask to learn something from? Maybe it's a relative or a friend or a neighbour. Maybe it's something new that you just want to start doing and it's always been on a list but you've never put a date to it. So that Amazing 3D Goals is about having your dream with a really good description and then a date by it of when you want to accomplish it by, or when you want to start it. You've got to have a date on it, otherwise it just remains a dream, and you've got to turn that dream into a goal. So let me know what you're going to do. Leave it in the comments. I'd love to find out. I'd love to help and support you and encourage you as well. And keep coming back and keep listening. Day 10 already, we're done, and day 11 will be here before we know it. And remember, why be average when you can be amazing?